So moving on to pillar number 2, landing your initial gigs and how to 10x your response rate for winning these gigs. So this is one of the areas where I see as the biggest benefit, because a lot of people just copy and paste the same exact thing. It doesn't get results, and you really need to find a way to stand out from the crowd, because some of these gigs are gonna have 10, 20, 30, 40, or 50 people bidding on them, and they've been on Upwork for a little bit longer than you. So you really need to have a strategy that's going to isolate and help you stand out. There's a few interesting ways you can go about doing this. One of the ways that I really love is you can actually boost your post on Upwork. So when you're submitting a proposal, you can use a few extra credits to make sure that you're showing up at the top of the Upwork list, and that way, whenever they're reviewing candidates, you're gonna be number 1 on that list. So essentially the way pitching works on Upwork is you're gonna see a bunch of opportunities for the writing category. You're gonna be able to read the brief and see if it's a good fit for you. You can also utilize the categories on Upwork to isolate a gig that's going to be paying the amount that you want. It's going to have a certain number of people applying for that gig. Once you go ahead and find a gig that you're interested in, you're going to be able to place a bid. Now this bid could be for the hourly rate, or it could be for the overall gig to write for this. So let's say, for example, they want $150 for their proposed bid. You can go ahead and bid the 150 amount, you can bid above that, or you can bid below it. We recommend slightly bidding below what they're saying. So if they're going to put a bid in for $150, we recommend doing $129 or $125. So that way you're going to be a little bit cheaper, but not substantially cheaper. So once you go ahead and send that bid, you're also able to include a message about yourself. This needs to be custom to the gig. In the very first few sentences, you need to show that this is exactly written for that individual, because other people are just copying and pasting the same exact things, and they're not even reading the gig credentials and requirements. So in the top part of your proposal, make sure you're touching on 3 of the things that they're looking for to win this gig. Maybe it's a niche that you know about or you're very interested in about. Maybe you've done previous experiences similar to what they're doing, and you actually have a portfolio or template you can send over from prior experience. And number 3, just show that they're going to essentially be able to deliver what they want and when they want that. That's going to be a very important thing to winning these bids, and customizing your pitches is one of the most important parts of that process. So some of the ways to really optimize your pitch is going to be, if you can see their name, make sure you're saying hi, first name, and then getting straight into a customized first sentence for that individual. For example, if they're looking for a travel writer for somebody who knows about Thailand, you could say something like, "Hey Mike, I just got back from Thailand a few weeks ago. I've been there 5 or 6 times. I'm an expert on Thai food because I've been doing this, this, and this." And then you can showcase that you're an expert and you're willing to know a little bit more about that topic. But you're probably thinking, what if I haven't been to Thailand? You can structure it in a different way. "Hey Mike, I am absolutely fascinated about Thai culture. I read articles about this. I'm a very fast learner, and I love learning more about Thai culture," and use an example of something that you're able to research and learn a little bit more about. So I suggest trying to do a little bit of initial research before you actually apply for the gig. Figure out if it's going to be a topic that you're actually interested in. Try to learn a little bit about that topic. You can read the Wikipedia page to learn a little bit more. You can watch a YouTube video. And this is going to show that you're interested and educated in learning more about this specific topic. And that's essentially what good writers are. They're not experts on every topic. They just know how to do the research in a short period of time to become a semi-expert on that topic. And then they're able to translate that into their writing. So good versus bad pitching, what not to do. Essentially, if you're copy and pasting the same thing for every proposal, you're doing it wrong. If you're not placing a bid slightly under their proposed bid, you're doing it wrong. So these are a few of the things that I see a lot. If you're not customizing it to meet the proposal, then you're doing it wrong. I would also say if you're focusing on really competitive bids, if there's 100 people that have bidded on the project, I would say it's probably better to try and find and isolate another project that doesn't have so much competition. So those are the few ways you can really stand out in the bidding process. So the secret formula for freelance pitching success is to use a Loom video. For every pitch, you can go ahead and create a 30 to 60 second Loom video, and you can include that in your pitch. I've seen from my personal experience with freelancing and other pitch outreach that this method works extremely well. No other freelancers are willing to do this process, and if you're interested in learning more, we'll have a template and a little bit more details, but more on that later at the end of the program. So using a Loom video and using a pitch template that's going to be customized for each thing is really going to make you stand out and be in that 1% of freelance writers.